Today, you're going to learn how to finally stop overthinking every word and finally speak English naturally. Are you ready? Well then, I'm Teacher Tiffani. Let's jump right in. Here is week 1 of a 30-day process. Week number 1 is cognitive restructuring. In other words, reprogramming your internal dialogue. This is the first week and it's so important. Let me break this down for you. The first week focuses on changing the negative thought patterns that create speaking anxiety. Your internal dialogue, things like, I'm going to make a mistake, or they'll judge my accent, or I sound stupid. These thoughts trigger stress responses that literally block language production in your brain. Cognitive restructuring means identifying and replacing these thoughts with realistic, helpful ones. This is one of my favorite parts of this 30-day plan. Because you, my friend, I want you to listen to me closely. You are intelligent. You are amazing. You're learning another language. And yes, it's challenging, but you're still amazing. You have to change the way you speak to yourself. There are 3 reasons why week 1 is so important. I want us to check out these 3 reasons. Reason number 1, again, why cognitive restructuring removes the speaking blocks. Reason number 1, negative thoughts create physical stress. Anxiety triggers cortisol, which impairs the prefrontal cortex, exactly the brain region needed for language production. Calm thoughts equal better access to your English. My students in my program, I'll tell you more about that later, will tell you that I can recognize when they are getting stressed as they're speaking. And I'll often say, hey, just stop, relax with me. I'll wink at them, I'll smile, and I'll watch their body language change. I'll watch the stress, the anxiety go away. And then I'll say, all right, now give me your answer. And all of a sudden, they start speaking. Why? Because anxiety, stress, nervousness holds you back. Reason number 2 is you break the anxiety avoidance cycle. You see, fear makes you avoid speaking, which increases fear. You're too afraid to speak, so you avoid situations, but that actually increases your fear. Reframing thoughts breaks this cycle and enables practice. And reason number 3, you develop a performance mindset. As your teacher, I believe you have the ability to achieve each and every one of your English goals. So we need you to develop the performance mindset. You see, athletes use cognitive techniques to perform under pressure. When things get difficult, their body is screaming, they're in pain, they are able to push through because of their mental toughness. The same techniques work for language performance. Let me explain. Here are 5 methods you can use. Again, speaking about cognitive restructuring. So, 5 daily practices for week 1. All right, following along, take notes as you're listening to or watching this lesson. So, week number 1, 5 daily practice. Number 1, thought recording journal. So each time you feel speaking anxiety, write down the exact thought. Then write a realistic alternative. For example, everyone will judge me. This is the thought. Change that to, most people admire language learners and won't notice small mistakes. You have to change the way you're thinking. So let's look at it visually. All right. So again, we're on week 1, cognitive restructuring. So week 1, you have your notebook for week 1. And for week 1, again, we're going to have these daily practices. We have the thought record journaling. All right. Thought record journaling. So again, 5 daily practices. So let's say this is day 1. Again, you're writing down the things that come up first in your mind that cause you anxiety. So you're writing that initial thought that is connected to anxiety. Then you are changing that thought to a better thought. All right, so in your journal, all right, so on your journal pages, depending on how long it is, all right, so this represents day 1 of our week 1, all right, you don't have to do it exactly like this, but just to show it to you visually, all right, week 1, day 1, thought record journaling. Then we have this. Now, again, I would suggest doing this every day, all right, here we go. Evidence collection. So you're going to keep a log of positive speaking experiences. When anxiety says you always fail, you have concrete evidence proving otherwise. Review this log before challenging conversations. So again, we have our notebook, again, week 1. So we have now our day 2. Again, you can do this every single day if you like. We're just breaking it up into 5 days for right now. Again, 7-day week, but we're saying 5 days, Monday to Friday. Having a log of positive experiences. So we're going to write positive experiences. And what you're going to do is jot down all the experiences you have, those positive experiences. Write them down, maybe write the date, write what happened, who were you speaking to. Just write them down. Today I spoke to my teacher and she complimented me. Or you can say I went to the store and I had a great interaction. But you're writing down the positive experiences. You're keeping a log of those good experiences. All right. So again, method 2, evidence collection. Method 3, pre-performance reframing. Here we go. Before English conversations, repeat, mistakes are data, we say both, that help me improve. Mistakes are data that help me improve. Or you can say communication matters more than perfection. Or you can say I'm building a skill, not demonstrating mastery. In other words, you are training your brain before you get in conversations to say something positive, all right? So what you're gonna do is in your notebook, you're gonna have several different positive sayings. Remember, these sayings need to be positive and you can repeat them to yourself before you get in conversations. Again, positive statements to encourage yourself before you get into these conversations. All right. So again, we have our notebook. Again, we have the first day being things that you say to yourself and then changing them to positive. Second day being positive experiences, your successes, your wins. Third day being different positive expressions you can say to yourself or quotes that will keep you encouraged. All right. So again, method 3, pre-performance reframing. Method number 4, anxiety externalization. Again, anxiety externalization. So when anxious, speak to your anxiety as a separate entity. It might feel weird at first, but speak to the anxiety. Thank you for trying to protect me, but I'm safe. Speaking English isn't dangerous. This creates distance from negative thoughts. So I want you to imagine it like this. I want you to imagine you are looking in the mirror and you can even write down the statements that you will tell yourself. Different ways to encourage yourself before you even get into a situation. So you can be looking into a mirror, speaking to yourself, right? You can speak to yourself and you're telling yourself, hey, listen, we can do this. It's possible. And the anxiety that has previously been an issue, separate it from yourself. This is not a part of me. I can do it. I can move forward and not be nervous. Okay. So again, these are practices to help you not feel as nervous. So again, anxiety externalization. Method number 5, mirror practice with feedback. So stand in front of a mirror and speak English for 3 minutes daily. Watch your facial expressions and your body language. This builds awareness of non-verbal confidence signals and helps you appear and feel more confident. So you're watching yourself. You know when you feel confident. You can see when your shoulders all of a sudden go back. So on day number 5, what you're going to do, again, you're going to be looking in the mirror. And you're going to try to recognize those moments when you feel the most confident. All right. Look at yourself and recognize when you feel the most confident. Jot those things down, make a mental note and see, hey, I feel more confident when this is happening. Trust me, this will affect you when you get into real conversations. So again, week 1 is all about cognitive restructuring. Make sense? Excellent. All right, this takes us now to week number 2. Again, the 30-day English confidence reset. Week number 2, exposure, hierarchy, execution. In other words, gradual confrontation of fear. So let me break this down for you. Week 2 uses exposure therapy principles, basically deliberately facing feared situations in a structured progression from easiest to hardest. I remember when I was studying Korean, I knew when the anxiety was going to start coming up, when I was going to be afraid. I knew the situations also where I was the most comfortable. So recognizing this desensitizes your anxiety response and proves you can handle increasingly challenging English conversations. You create a personalized hierarchy of speaking situations ranked by difficulty and systematically work through them. You are going to transform yourself. Your English is going to be transformed. So let's see the 3 reasons. Again, 3 reasons why exposure hierarchy builds real confidence. So reason number 1, you prove catastrophic predictions wrong. Your anxiety predicts disaster. It makes you think everything is going to go wrong. The person listening to you is going to make fun of you. It makes you think the worst. When you face fears and survive, your brain learns the predictions were false, which reduces future anxiety. Reason number 2, you build tolerance to discomfort. Like building physical endurance, repeated exposure builds psychological endurance for speaking anxiety. Discomfort becomes manageable. So now instead of your heart racing super fast when someone comes to you and asks you a question in English, yes, your heart might beat a little bit, but not as hard and not as fast because you're managing that discomfort. And reason number 3, you create success momentum. Each completed challenge provides evidence of your capability, making the next challenge less intimidating. Oh, I got this. I can knock this out the park. I did the last one. Confidence compounds. So how can you do this? Let's go deeper now, all right? So again, week 2, let's check out the 5 ways, all right? 5 structured exposure steps for week 2. So number 1, create your fear hierarchy, all right? You're gonna create your fear hierarchy. So I'm gonna open up, again, you can see my notes. So we're on week 2 and we wanna create your fear hierarchy. Let's say week 2 right here, all right? We're looking at our week. We're gonna break it again down just into 5 days, just for right now. There are 7 days, but again, we're just breaking it down into 5 days because we have 5 methods. So what you're gonna do, it says create your fear hierarchy. List 10 English speaking situations from least scary, meaning not as much anxiety, to the most scary, all right? So the scariest situation. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna create this list, all right? It's gonna be 10, right? We wanna have 10 situations, and you're gonna rank them from the least anxiety inducing. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, the least being on the bottom all the way to the one that causes you most, the most anxiety. You're gonna write it inside. So I'm gonna write here, maybe the least anxiety is when you go to Starbucks. You're okay, you don't mind, you know exactly what you wanna drink, you get your hot cocoa or whatever you drink, and that's the least anxiety inducing situation. However, maybe for you, a group presentation is the most anxiety inducing situation. So you can say a presentation, that's when you feel the most anxiety. So we have our hierarchy, again, exposure hierarchy, all right? So this is the first thing you need to do for week number 2. Here is the next method. Now, daily exposure challenge. So a daily exposure challenge. Each day, complete one item from your hierarchy. Start with the easiest and don't move to the next level until the current level causes minimal anxiety. Let's go here. Again, this is daily exposure challenges. So this is week 2. Now we've listed 10, right? We've listed 10 different things. This is day 1. So now we have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and you can continue this on for the weekend of week 2. But since now we have to have exposure challenges, what we're gonna do is let's highlight this in a different color. So let's highlight these like this, all right? Let's say this one's this color, this one's this color. What you're gonna do each day, you're going to do one of the challenges, but you're gonna start with the easiest one. So Starbucks, again, each day complete one. Starbucks is so easy, I can actually do 2 on the same day. So you do 2 that day and you realize, I have no problem with those anymore. Then you go to the next one, which is a little bit more challenging, so you only do 1 that day. So each day, you're doing a different challenge, all right? And you continue doing that challenge. It might take you 2 days to get over that challenge. Now, you also might add another challenge the second day, but then you feel like, you know what? These are easy now. Not just yet, you haven't finished that one, but now, okay, I can do that one, all right? So once you feel comfortable, you can move to the next one. All right, makes sense, right? Again, daily exposure challenges. All right, here's the next thing for week 2. Extended exposure rule. So you're gonna stay in the anxiety-provoking situation until anxiety decreases by at least 50%. And we kind of did that when we looked at our previous one, right? So we are staying in this anxiety-inducing situation until it goes down, right here, right? Don't escape early. This reinforces avoidance. So you keep staying with this one until you master it. If ordering coffee makes you anxious, chat with the barista until your anxiety drops. Stay there. Stay in that discomfort until you overcome it, all right? Extended exposure rule. Now we move to number 4, repeat until boredom. So once a situation causes no anxiety, repeat it 3 more times anyway. Let's go back here. We said that coffee doesn't cause any anxiety anymore, but we're gonna continue it 2 more times just to create boredom. Overlearning ensures the desensitization is permanent, not temporary. Again, overlearning ensures the desensitization is permanent and not temporary, all right? So now we know for a fact that this one, let's get a different color. Here we go, come back over here. We know this one, yep, it's A-OK now. So you don't have to worry about this one. Now you've reached boredom for that task. Makes sense, right? All right, so repeat until boredom. This is important. Excellent, excellent. All right, now we go to the 5th thing. Again, still week 2, exposure hierarchy execution. Document before and after the anxiety. So before each exposure, rate your anxiety. After the exposure, rate again. So let's look at that together. Again, if we're looking at the visuals, I'm gonna write it on day 5, all right? But you can do it on a different day, but in your notebook, right? So you can have this chart and you can write, let's do this real quick, make it a little bit bigger for you. So we're gonna split this in 2 like this. Left side is before, and the right side is going to be after, okay? You're gonna pick the activity, right? So let's say we're gonna do Starbucks, right? Ordering something, so let's highlight this. This is gonna be Starbucks right here. Let's say before, I was at a level of, let's say 1 out of 10. And after, 0 out of 10. I don't feel any anxiety at all. So again, you're gonna continue this and you're gonna write your anxiety level each time you do something, all right? Before and after, okay? For each activity, each environment you go to, you're gonna write what your anxiety level actually is. All right. And you're going to make sure you are matching the color. Make sure you know which activity you are doing. Okay. All right. So now let's go to the last part. It says, track how anxiety decreases over repeated exposures. This data proves progress when motivation dips. That's the purpose of having your notebook. There are going to be times when you feel like I'm not making any progress, I don't see a difference, and then you go to your notebook and realize, oh, wait a minute. I remember when that was harder and now it's easier. You're tracking your progress. Make sense? Excellent. All right, now we're going to get to week 3. It's getting good. Before we get to week 3, don't forget, if you want to continue studying with me, this lesson is being brought to you by my course, 365-day English study plan. Every day of the year, I have a lesson for you to take you from the intermediate to the advanced English level. All you have to do is go to speakenglishwithtiffani.com/365 plan. Again, every day of the year, from day 1 to day 365, I have organized an English lesson for you. The work has been done for you. And if you follow the plan, you will get to the advanced English level by the end of the year. So again, go to www.speakenglishwithtiffani.com/365 plan. All right. So now we're on week number 3. Week number 3 is fluency building through quantity. Speaking volume over perfection. Let me break this down for you. So, week 3 now shifts the focus from managing anxiety to building actual speaking fluency through a massive quantity of practice. The goal is to speak English for 60+ minutes daily, prioritizing volume over quality. Volume over quality. This approach bypasses perfectionism by making fluency the goal, not accuracy. And I actually want to write this down before we get to the reasons. So again, when we're looking at our notebook, again, you have your notebook, and we're looking at week 3 before we even get to the methods, all right? We're looking at week 3. Remember, the goal is quantity over quality. That is the goal of week 3. Quantity over quality. Keep that in mind. Your brain develops automatically through repetition, not through careful planning. So let me give you the reasons why this is important. So why quantity practice creates natural fluency. Reason number 1, repetition builds neural automation. Speaking patterns become automatic through volume, not through conscious study. The 100th time saying something is effortless compared to the first. If I ask you, hey, what's your name? Immediately you can tell me. Hey, how old are you? Immediately you can tell me. Hey, when did you start studying English? Things that you've said over and over again. Repetition. Reason number 2, you discover your voice. High volume practice lets your natural English personality emerge. You find your comfortable expressions, your pace, and style through experimentation. And reason number 3, you become desensitized to mistakes. When speaking 60+ minutes daily, you'll make dozens of mistakes. Listen, you will make dozens of mistakes. This volume makes mistakes normal background noise, not catastrophic events. Again, we're changing the way you're thinking again in week 3. So I want to add that. So week 3 also is going to be focused on speaking for 60+ minutes a day. All right. Speaking for 60+ minutes every day. All right, the focus for week 3. All right, so how can you do this? Let's jump right into our application. So high volume speaking strategies for week number 3. Number 1, solo speaking sessions. So 15 minutes daily, speak English to yourself about anything. Let's write this one down. 15 minutes a day, speak to yourself about anything. All right, now this is going to go across the board. All right, so again, we're going to break it down into 5 because we have 5 different methods for this week, but you're going to be doing this each day. So we're going to have the solo speaking And this is 15 minutes a day. All right? 15 minutes per day. Speak about whatever you want. All right? Narrate your day, explain your opinions, and describe what you see. No one is listening means there's no judgment, and it's pure practice. So, solo speaking for 15 minutes a day. This is the first part. Here is the second application, all right, for week number 3. Quantity tracking. So you're going to use a timer on your phone, or you can use one that you have in another device. And you're going to track how many minutes you speak every day. Your goal is 60 minutes by day 7, all right? So chart your progress visually and celebrate reaching the goal regardless of quality. So here we go. Let me break this down, what your page and your notebook should look like, all right? So again, your goal is 60 minutes each day, right? And you're gonna do this for 7 days. So let's do a 7-day tracker. Here we go. Let's do 7 days. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And your goal is, again, 60 minutes each day. All right, so you're going to write the day. All right, so this is, let's do this. Let's say this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. And then on the right side, you will write down how many minutes. I did 40 minutes the first day. Then Monday, I did 45. Then Tuesday, I got really busy, so I only did 30. But then Wednesday, I came back and did 50. Thursday, I also did 50. Friday, 49. And then 60 on Saturday. So you're charting how many minutes you are speaking each and every day. All right, quantity tracking. Then method number 3. Conversation marathon challenge. So schedule a 2-hour language exchange or conversation session. During the week, you choose the day, and the extended duration forces you past initial nervousness into a flow state. So when we look at our journal and how we're breaking this down, so again, 15 minutes every day, solo, 60 minutes total, but then what you want to do one time out of that week, that 3rd week, you want to have a 2-hour conversation, all right? 2-hour convo with another individual. It can be virtually, it can be in person, it's up to you, but you want to have a 2-hour conversation, all right? This is going to help you. Again, remember, what's our focus for week 3? Our focus is quantity over quality. So a 2-hour conversation, all right? Why is this so important? The extended duration forces you past the initial nervousness into a flow state. Hey, you know what? We're here for 2 hours, so I don't have time to be nervous for 2 hours. And it forces you into a flow state. This goes now to number 4, voice message practice. So send 3 to 5 voice messages daily in English to friends, language partners, or yourself. Each message should be 2 to 3 minutes long. This creates low pressure speaking repetition. So let's do this, write this in our notebook again. All right, so what you're gonna do now, this is every day. All right, so every day, let's do 7 of these because it's for a week. All right, this represents a phone. Okay, we have our phone right here. And each day, you're going to send 3 to 5, all right? 3 to 5 messages. So let's say 3 the first day, 4 the second day, 5, and then you continue sending 5 messages each day. And each one needs to be 2 to 3 minutes. Let's write this down. 2 to 3 minutes. And you're speaking, all right? You are speaking, all right? You're recording these messages every day. So 3 to 5 messages, all right? You want to have 3. Let's do the different color for these ones, all right? 3 to 5 messages you're sending to different individuals, all right? You're sending these messages to people, all right? 3 to 5 messages each day, 2 to 3 minutes long, okay? So you see, week 3 is again about quantity over quality, all right? And again, this creates low pressure speaking repetition, all right? And finally, for week 3, read aloud method. So read English articles, books, or news aloud for 15 minutes daily. Interesting, right? We started off with solo speaking. This has to happen every day. Solo speaking for 15 minutes daily. And now we have, what are we doing? We're reading out loud, reading aloud for 15 minutes. All right. So read aloud for 15 minutes every day. Every day, read for 15 minutes. I want you to notice something. Isn't this interesting? I want you to, let's do this. So quantity, 15 minutes, because it's every day. 15 minutes solo speaking. 15 minutes reading aloud daily. 2 to 3 minutes sending voice messages. So let's tally this up really quickly. So every day, if you're doing 15 minutes speaking to yourself, this is solo speaking, right? Solo speaking. Let's move this up just a bit. Solo speaking. Then we have 15 minutes of reading aloud. That's already 30 minutes. Then we have at least 3 2-minute messages. So 3 times 2, 6 minutes at a minimum of voice messages, right? At a minimum. So we are already at what? What is this number? 36 minutes. Remember, quantity. So you automatically have 36 minutes every day. That means you just need 24 more minutes to get that 60-minute daily goal. Makes sense, right? Excellent. All right. So again, reading aloud. Excellent. All right. This now leads us to week number 4. Week number 4 is all about social confidence integration. Speaking English in real social contexts. Let's break this one down. So, the final week integrates everything by focusing on real social interactions. You've restructured your thoughts in week 1. Let's take a look at it again. In week 1, you restructured your thoughts, right? Let's highlight this. Just saw the date. Let's see. In week 1, change the color. Here we go. In week 1, you restructured your thoughts, right? Here we go. Let's change this really quickly. All right. Then week 2, you faced your fears systematically, right? You have your hierarchy. Remember our hierarchy right here for week number 2. Then you built fluency through volume, quantity in week 3. We just went over this one. Week 3, you've built that quantity, the volume. So week 4 applies these skills in authentic social contexts, conversations with native speakers, group settings, and spontaneous interactions. This cements confident, natural speaking as your new default. Why is this so powerful? Here's the question. Why social integration completes the confidence reset? Reason number 1. Real context provides authentic validation. So, solo practice builds skills, but real positive interactions prove you can use those skills socially. This creates genuine, lasting confidence. Reason number 2, you develop social flow. Speaking English in actual conversations requires reading social cues, turn taking, and spontaneous adaptation. These skills only develop through real interaction. And finally, you create new identity. By successfully being English-speaking you in social contexts, you integrate this identity. You're not learning English, you are an English speaker. I love it. I love it. All right. So what does this look like now? Practical application. Here we go. So 5 social integration practices for week number 4. Here we go. Number 1, daily stranger interaction. All right. We're going to have a daily stranger interaction. Let's write this one down. All right. So this is going to happen every day. So again, we're on week 4. And I'll say week 4 is social interactions. All right. Social interactions for week 4. And many of these things are going to be done every day. So I'll just divide it into 5. We're going to have 5 different things that you are going to be doing. So the first thing is daily stranger interaction. Initiate one English conversation daily with a stranger. So here we go. Every day you're going to be talking with a stranger. This is your goal. Every day you need to have a conversation with a stranger. All right? Conversation with a stranger. This is every day of week number 4. All right? Ask for recommendations, give compliments, you can discuss the weather, whatever you want to talk about, but build comfort with spontaneous social English, all right? Here is the next thing you're doing for week number 4. Group conversation participation. So you're gonna join or create a group setting, meetups, online discussions, clubs, where you must participate verbally. Group dynamics force you out of observer mode into contributor mode. So one day of this 4-week period, week 4, you're going to join or create a group, right? A group where you must speak English, all right? So the group is going to be together. Now you have to make sure that you speak in this group, all right? So this can happen once out of this week. You need to be able to speak during this meeting, all right? Group conversation participation, all right? Now we have friendship initiative challenge. What is this? So reach out to 3 potential English speaking friends. Suggest coffee, phone calls, or activities. So again, interaction. You're really using this English. So what you're gonna do is you're going to think of 3 friends, all right? 3 friends, and you're going to contact these 3 friends, maybe on WhatsApp, maybe via email, maybe on Facebook, maybe via Instagram, but you're going to contact these individuals, all right? You're gonna contact these individuals and you're going to see if they want to have a conversation with you, all right? So call these individuals and say, hey, you want to go meet up, you want to get on the phone. You're going to do this in week 4. You see, building English friendships creates natural ongoing practice and social motivation, all right? This is the 3rd thing. The 4th thing is public speaking small exposures. Share something in English publicly. Either comment on social media videos, post a story, or speak up in a meeting. This is very important. So let's write this down. What's important? Public exposure, all right? Public comment. Preferring speaking, but again, it can be a comment under a video, all right? You can comment, let's say there's a video, you can leave a comment under a video, or you can post a video story, right, of you talking, right? And this is a video of you talking. So you want to either post a video or you can leave a comment, all right? This is what you want to do week number 4 at least one time. Public exposure accelerates confidence building. And then number 5, the 5th thing you're going to do in week number 4, confidence reflection practice. So each evening, this is every day now, journal, today I spoke confidently when, all right? So again, this right here is going to be happening on a daily basis. You're going to write in your journal, and on the page, you're going to write, I felt confident when, and then fill in the blank. Write when you felt confident. And you're going to do this every day. Again, this is a practice for week number 4. So daily you are having a conversation with a stranger, and you're also writing down when you feel confident, all right? By day 30, so you're collecting evidence of your progress, and by day 30, you'll have overwhelming proof of transformation. I want us to quickly go back over. Week number 1, we see again, changing the way you're thinking mentally. Week number 2, this is the fear hierarchy. We're breaking it down. Week number 3, quantity over quality, just speaking as much as possible. And week number 4, having those social interactions. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, this 30-day plan that will help you literally reset your confidence and speak English fluently. Today, I want to say again, Thanksgiving is this week. And so we're not gonna have a story time today, but I did want to say one of the biggest things that I am thankful for this year is you. I'm being very honest. I love being an English teacher, and this has been a journey that has brought me so much joy. And I can continue doing this forever because I love seeing the transformation that happens in students and English learners when you realize how amazing you are and your confidence starts to build and you realize you can speak English fluently. So thank you for being my motivation. Thank you for being here, listening to me, watching these lessons, following them, and I'll continue moving forward, helping you on your English journey. So this Thanksgiving, again, it's this week, Thursday, but for this season, I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to join you on your journey as your English teacher. I love you much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next lesson.